We need to clear the air on something that's been spreading like wildfire across social media. The viral rumor that Chief Keef was shot 6 times in the face in Chicago. But here's the thing, that story, totally false.
Chief Keef is alive. Despite viral reports claiming he was in critical condition after being targeted multiple times, the Chicago legend is perfectly fine. But for 48 hours, the internet thought one of rap's most influential figures was fighting for his life.
Early Wednesday morning, a post from the X account at Tommy Go Brazy claimed that Chief Keef, yes, Sosa himself, was shot 6 times in the face after returning to O Block, his old neighborhood in Chicago. The tweet racked up over 2.3 million views in just hours. Thousands were retweeting it, adding "Pray for Chief Keef" messages without checking if it was real.
On January 14, 2026, false reports exploded across social media, claiming Chief Keef had been targeted 6 times in Chicago. The rumors spread so fast that major outlets had to issue corrections. Fans panicked, the industry went quiet, and then the truth came out. This situation involves Chief Keef, born Keith Farrell Cozart, one of the most important figures in modern hip-hop. A man who changed the sound of rap music from his bedroom in Chicago as a teenager. The rumors about his condition were completely fabricated, but the way they spread shows something serious about misinformation in 2026. This goes way deeper than what you saw on social media. From the moment fake reports hit Twitter to Chief Keef's team shutting down the lies, this story reveals how dangerous misinformation can be in hip-hop. Here's what actually went down. Let me break down how the rumors started, why they spread so fast, and what this means for the culture. Let's start from the beginning. To understand why these rumors gained traction so quickly, you gotta know who Chief Keef really is in hip-hop. Keith Farrell Cozart, known as Chief Keef, essentially created drill music as we know it today. Back in 2011 and 2012, when he was just 16 years old, Keef was releasing tracks from his grandmother's house in Chicago that would reshape hip-hop forever. Songs like I Don't Like and Love Sosa didn't just go viral. They created a blueprint that artists worldwide still follow in 2026. His debut album, Finally Rich, dropped in 2012 when he was still a teenager under house arrest. That project featured production from Young Chop and spawned hits that defined a generation. Keef wasn't just making music, he was documenting life in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood in ways that resonated with millions of young people facing similar realities. But Keef's influence goes beyond his own music. He put an entire generation of Chicago artists on the map. Artists like Lil Durk, G Herbo, Polo G, and King Von all came up in the wake of what Keef created. His label Glory Boys Entertainment, later rebranded as Glow Gang, became a movement. The sound he pioneered in Chicago spread to New York, London, and eventually the entire world. Those who followed his career knew Keef went through serious situations early on. Legal issues, conflicts in Chicago, and personal losses that would have broken most people. By 2013, he had relocated from Chicago, but his influence on the city's music scene never diminished. Artists still reference him. Producers still use his blueprint. His impact is undeniable. Here's what made the rumors particularly alarming to fans. Chief Keef has lost friends and associates to violence over the years. The Chicago drill scene has been marked by real tragedies that affected him personally. So when reports surfaced claiming something serious happened to him, people believed it could be real because of the context surrounding his life and career. Now this is when things really popped off. On Tuesday, January 14, 2026, false reports began circulating on social media, claiming Chief Keef had been targeted in Chicago. According to the fabricated claims, he had been struck 6 times and was in critical condition at a Chicago hospital. Some versions of the rumor claimed he was on life support, fighting for his life. The reports spread like wildfire across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Within hours, thousands of posts were sharing the false information. News aggregators picked up the story without verification. International outlets started reporting it as fact. The rumor machine was in full effect, and nobody was checking sources. According to Fox 32 Chicago and other outlets that later debunked the claims, the rumors appeared to originate from unverified social media accounts. There was no police report, no hospital confirmation, no official statement from authorities, just anonymous posts that people started treating as gospel truth. The timing matters here. January 14th was a Tuesday, midweek when social media engagement is typically high. The rumor hit during peak hours when people were scrolling through feeds between work or school. That timing, combined with Keef's high profile and the context of violence in Chicago drill music, created perfect conditions for misinformation to spread rapidly. What's significant is how many people shared the rumors without questioning them. Major hip-hop blogs, fan pages with hundreds of of thousands of followers. Even some smaller news outlets ran with the story before confirming anything. The need to be first outweighed the need to be right. In 2026, that's how fake news spreads faster than truth. The reports varied in details but maintained the same core claim. Some said 6 times, others said 3 times in the face. Some claimed different Chicago locations. The inconsistencies should have been red flags, but in the chaos of social media, people were reacting emotionally rather than critically. Fans were devastated. Artists were posting tributes. The situation spiraled before anyone stopped to verify. What makes this particularly concerning is the lack of any credible source. No Chicago Police Department statement, no hospital records, no witnesses, nothing from Keef's team initially. Just viral posts feeding off each other, creating an echo chamber of false information that millions of people believed for hours. The hip-hop community responded immediately to what they believed was a tragedy. Twitter and Instagram flooded with reactions from fans and artists. People who grew up on Chief Keef's music were posting emotional tributes. Some artists shared memories of working with him or being influenced by his sound. The responses showed just how much Keef means to hip-hop culture, even though the reports were completely false. But here's where things took a turn. Chief Keef's manager, Renzo, quickly stepped in to shut down the rumors. According to Hot New Hip Hop and other outlets, Renzo posted on social media making it clear that Keef was perfectly fine and that the reports were completely fabricated. Renzo's statement was direct and frustrated. He confirmed that Chief Keef was alive, well, and nowhere near Chicago when the rumors started. The manager expressed anger at how quickly false information spread and how people shared it without verification. His response came within hours of the rumors going viral, but by then, millions had already seen and believed the fake reports. The situation escalated to the point where major news organizations had to issue corrections. Yahoo Entertainment, Hindustan Times, Times Now, and Fox 32 Chicago all published articles specifically debunking the rumors. The fact that legitimate news outlets had to clarify that Chief Keef was not harmed shows how widespread the misinformation became. Radio stations in Chicago and other markets started addressing the rumors on air. DJs and hosts had to clarify that Keef was fine because listeners were calling in asking for updates. The Breakfast Club, Everyday Struggle, and other hip-hop media platforms covered the hoax, expressing frustration at how easily fake news spreads in the social media age. But that's not even the craziest part. The immediate consequence was a massive conversation about misinformation in hip-hop. Fans who had shared the false reports felt embarrassed. Some deleted their posts, others left them up and just added corrections. The damage was done though. For several hours, thousands of people genuinely believed Chief Keef had been harmed. According to multiple outlets including Bollywood Shotties and Mecca, the false reports highlighted serious risks around misinformation. When rumors about someone's life spread this quickly, it doesn't just affect the person targeted. It affects their family, their friends, their fans, and the entire community connected to them. Chief Keef's mother, his children, his close associates all had to deal with concerned messages and calls based on lies. The legal angle can't be ignored either. While no legal action has been announced, spreading false information about someone being harmed could potentially cross into defamation territory. The people who originated these rumors created real distress and panic. In some cases, that can have legal consequences, though proving who started anonymous social media rumors is incredibly difficult. The impact on Chief Keef's team was significant. Instead of focusing on music, business, or creative work, they had to spend hours addressing false reports. Renzo had to make statements. Keef's associates had to clarify he was safe. Time and energy got wasted dealing with a completely fabricated situation that never should have happened. Radio stations and media outlets that ran with the story without verification faced criticism. In the rush to report breaking news, several platforms published articles based solely on social media rumors. Those outlets later had to issue corrections and retractions, damaging their credibility. The incident showed how even professional media can fall victim to misinformation when they prioritize speed over accuracy. The hip-hop community's response once the truth came out was mixed. Some people apologized for spreading false information. Others blamed the platforms for allowing rumors to go viral so easily. Many pointed out that this isn't the first time fake reports about rappers have spread online, and it probably won't be the last. Social media platforms themselves became part of the conversation. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok all have policies against spreading misinformation, but those policies clearly didn't prevent this hoax from going viral. The incident raised questions about how platforms monitor and remove false information, especially when it concerns someone's safety or life. But here's what most people missed in all the panic about the false reports. This wasn't the first time Chief Keef has been the subject of false reports. Over his career, various rumors about him have circulated online. What makes this incident different is the specific nature of the claims and how quickly they spread in 2026's social media environment. The infrastructure for misinformation is more sophisticated now than it was even a few years ago. The pattern of celebrity misinformation reveals something troubling about internet culture. False reports about rappers being harmed or worse happen with disturbing regularity. From Lil Che to Kodak Black to numerous other artists, the hip-hop community has seen this movie before. Each time it happens, people promise to verify information before sharing it. Each time, those promises get forgotten when the next rumor hits. There's also an uncomfortable element of entertainment in how these rumors spread. Some people share shocking news because it gets engagement. Likes, retweets, comments, shares, all of that feeds the algorithm and gives people a dopamine hit. The truth becomes secondary to the social media validation that comes from posting something that gets attention. The speed of misinformation in 2026 is unprecedented. A false claim can reach millions of people in minutes. By the time fact-checkers or the person's team can respond, the rumor has already been seen, shared, and believed by huge audiences. The correction never travels as far or as fast as the lie. That asymmetry is what makes modern misinformation so dangerous. For Chief Keef specifically, this incident shows he remains culturally relevant over a decade into his career. The fact that false reports about him generated this much attention and concern demonstrates his lasting impact. Artists don't get this level of response unless they've truly connected with audiences. The silver lining in a bad situation is the confirmation that Keef's influence hasn't diminished. The Chicago angle added credibility to the false reports in many people's minds. The city's history with violence in hip-hop, particularly in drill music, meant that when rumors claimed something happened to Chief Keef in Chicago, it seemed plausible to those unfamiliar with his actual location and current life. That context made people less skeptical than they might have been otherwise. The international spread of the rumors shows Chief Keef's global reach. Outlets in India, the UK, and other countries reported on the false claims. His music has influenced artists worldwide, and that global fan base reacted with genuine concern when they thought something happened to him. The incident transcended American hip-hop and became international news, even though it was completely false. Sources close to Chief Keef's camp, speaking to various outlets after the rumors were debunked, expressed frustration at how the internet handles information. In an era where anyone can post anything and have it go viral, the responsibility to verify has shifted from institutions to individuals. But individuals don't always have the tools or motivation to fact-check before sharing. So that's where we're at with this whole situation. As of January 15, 2026, Chief Keef is alive, well, and continuing with his career and life. The false reports have been thoroughly debunked by his management team, news outlets, and fact-checkers. He's nowhere near Chicago and was never in any danger, despite what viral posts claimed for 48 hours. The situation serves as another example of how misinformation spreads in the social media age. From the initial false posts to his manager's correction to major outlets debunking the rumors, the entire cycle played out in less than 2 days. But the consequences, the panic it caused, and the conversations it started will likely continue much longer. Keep your eyes on several things moving forward. First, whether any accountability comes for the people or accounts that originated these false reports. Social media platforms have policies against spreading harmful misinformation, but enforcement is inconsistent at best. It's unlikely anyone faces real consequences for starting these rumors. Second, watch how Chief Keef and his team handle future misinformation. This incident might lead to more proactive communication from his camp when rumors start, or it might not change anything at all. In hip-hop, responding to every false report can become exhausting and might even give oxygen to rumors that would otherwise die out quickly. Third, the broader conversation about verification and responsibility in social media. Every few months, another celebrity hoax goes viral. People discuss doing better, and then the cycle repeats. Real change would require platforms, media outlets, and individuals all taking verification more seriously. Whether that happens remains to be seen. The bigger picture here shows how vulnerable public figures are to false information. Chief Keef can't control what random accounts post about him. His management can issue corrections, but they're always playing defense. The nature of viral misinformation means lies spread faster than truth, and corrections never reach everyone who saw the original false claim. This incident also highlights the emotional manipulation involved in misinformation. People who shared the false reports weren't trying to harm Chief Keef. Most were genuinely concerned fans who thought they were spreading important news about someone they care about. That good intention makes them unwitting participants in spreading lies. It's a cycle that's hard to break. For the hip-hop community, this is a reminder to pause before sharing shocking news. If something seems too crazy to be true, it probably is. If there's no credible source attached to a claim, it probably isn't verified. If major outlets aren't reporting it, it might not be real. These simple checks could prevent future incidents like this one. The lessons from this hoax go beyond just Chief Keef. Any public figure can become the target of false reports. The infrastructure for spreading misinformation exists and functions efficiently. The question is whether individuals will develop better media literacy skills to combat it, or whether we'll continue seeing these cycles repeat every few months with different targets. What makes this situation particularly frustrating is how preventable it was. If people had waited for confirmation before sharing, the rumors wouldn't have spread. If platforms had better systems for flagging unverified claims about public figures being harmed, the posts might have been stopped earlier. If media outlets had verified before publishing, corrections wouldn't have been necessary. Chief Keef's legacy in hip-hop is secure regardless of false internet rumors. He changed the sound of rap music as a teenager from Chicago. He influenced countless artists across multiple continents. He created a blueprint for drill music that's still being followed over a decade later. Random social media hoaxes can't diminish those achievements. For fans who were genuinely worried during those 48 hours, the relief when the truth came out was real. People who grew up on Love Sosa and I Don't Like felt connected to Keef's story. When they thought something serious happened to him, they reacted emotionally. That connection between artists and fans is part of what makes hip-hop powerful, but it also makes the community vulnerable to emotional manipulation through misinformation. The incident also shows how Chief Keef's influence extends beyond just music. He's a cultural figure whose well-being matters to millions of people. That level of impact comes with responsibilities, but also with risks. Being that influential means you're also a target for rumors, speculation, and false reports that spread because people care about you. Looking forward, Chief Keef will likely continue making music and living his life while internet rumors come and go. His manager will probably continue having to address false claims when they go viral enough. Fans will hopefully learn to verify before sharing, and the cycle of misinformation in hip-hop will unfortunately continue until structural changes happen in how platforms and people handle information. The financial impact of these hoaxes shouldn't be overlooked either. When false reports go viral, they can affect an artist's business operations in real ways. Scheduled releases might get delayed while teams deal with the fallout. Partnership meetings get interrupted. Brand deals can be jeopardized when companies see negative news trending, even if it's fake. Chief Keef's team had to dedicate resources to damage control instead of focusing on actual business. There's also the mental health aspect that doesn't get discussed enough. Imagine being Chief Keef and finding out millions of people think you're in critical condition or worse. That's not just annoying, it's psychologically disturbing. Your family sees it. Your kids might hear about it. Friends start calling panicked. The emotional toll of having your existence falsely reported on is something most people can't comprehend. For artists in general, this creates a hostile environment where they constantly have to prove they're okay. Every few months, another rapper becomes the target of similar hoaxes. It's happened to Lil Che, Kodak Black, and numerous others. Each time, the artist and their team have to drop everything to address lies. That's exhausting and takes away from the creative process that fans actually want to see. The generational aspect is worth examining too. Older hip-hop fans remember when news traveled slower and verification was built into the system. If something major happened, you'd hear it on the radio or see it on MTV News. There were gatekeepers who checked facts before broadcasting. Now, anyone with a phone can start a rumor that reaches millions before any verification happens. Younger fans who grew up entirely in the social media era might not even remember a time when news worked differently. For them, seeing something trending on Twitter or going viral on TikTok is the same as it being confirmed. The skills needed to verify information aren't taught in schools. Media literacy isn't a priority in education, so we end up with generations of people who share first and question later, if they question at all. The role of hip-hop media outlets in this situation deserves scrutiny. Some blogs and channels rushed to cover the rumors without doing basic journalism. They saw engagement potential and clicked publish. The credibility they lose in moments like this is hard to rebuild. Fans remember which outlets spread false information and which ones waited for confirmation. In an industry where trust is everything, these mistakes matter long-term. What's particularly frustrating is how preventable this entire situation was. A simple check of official sources, a quick call to management, or even just waiting an hour for more information would have stopped the spread. But the pressure to be first, to get those clicks and views, overrides common sense. The economic incentives of digital media reward speed over accuracy, and we see the consequences play out in real time with situations like this. Chief Keef's situation also highlights the double standard in how misinformation is treated, depending on who it affects. When false reports target politicians or major corporations, there are swift actions, legal threats, and platform responses. When it happens to rappers, especially black artists, the response is often slower and less aggressive. That disparity reflects larger issues about who gets protected in digital spaces and whose reputation matters to platforms. The international element shows how American hip-hop culture has become global. Fans in India, Europe, Asia, and everywhere else reacted to these rumors with genuine concern. Chief Keef's influence isn't limited by geography. His music shaped a generation worldwide. When false reports about him spread, they spread everywhere. That global reach means misinformation has international consequences now, not just local or national ones. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about how fast these false rumors spread? Should social media platforms do more to stop misinformation about public figures? How can hip-hop fans get better at verifying information before sharing it? Does this change how you approach shocking news you see online? Drop all your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this. If this breakdown gave you the full story on the Chief Keef rumors and kept it real from start to finish, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell too so you don't miss any updates on real hip-hop news as it happens. Trust me, there's always more stories to cover, and you'll want to be here for accurate breakdowns. Share this video with anyone who saw those false reports, or anyone who needs to understand how misinformation works in hip-hop. The more people who learn to verify before sharing, the better we can combat fake news in the culture. And if you want to see more deep dives like this on major hip-hop stories, let me know in the comments what situations you want me to break down next. I'm here to give you the facts without the fluff, and your support keeps this going. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.